also a direct connection with what I'm currently undergoing. So the design process, the process for creating the final piece are starting with the references, reference exploration. These are my references. The first two slides were about the one movement, which is abstract, and the second two slides, bottom two slides, are for the impressionism.
Farrell, can you zoom in?
It's still, oh, it's very far, sorry. So, yeah. So these are my references, either digital pictures or paintings from the internet. Can I go to the next one, Doctor? Okay. So these are my sketches for both movement. The 7 sketches on the left are for the abstract movement, and the 3 sketches on the right are for the impressionism. For the abstract, I refer most sketches onto my references. So you're going to see commonalities within the 2 images. And starting with abstract movement, this is my attempt on abstract movement using watercolor paper on a A4 paper, which I found challenging. So I mostly scrapped the of using abstract movement and start to divert myself onto the impressionism movement. So as you can see, this is my final sketches, which is drawn with HB, so it's not visible. And this is the final render using the watercolor medium. These are the 3 final drafts using the impressionism movement. I've used using watercolor with 2 different papers, an A1 and A3 with different mass. And this is my final piece. My final piece, I call it the isolation. So this depicts the issue that the future might entail, which is the less interaction between individuals due to personal gadgets or technology itself. So I show the gadgets, the usage of technology by showing the applications such as YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, etc. And I also show the different distance between individuals. So there's a set of distancing between them. There's no connection between them. There's no interactions. And then I also the background, which is more futuristic, is referring to the future theme and showing that whatever the world crisis or issues, or whether the futures entails utopia, the issues of individuality, of probably the less social interaction can still follows to the future. So the medium I use is watercolor on A1 paper, cold pressed, 200 gram per square meter. The elements I've used are forms, which is the structures and objects, colors, the warm and cold value, and many more, and principles mostly on contrast, alignment, and balance. The art movement, impressionism, is showing how we see the scene, how we interpret the scene from and applying on our drawing.
Okay, Farrell, your 5 minutes is over. You can wrap up now.
Yes. That's the project 2 I've made, and thank you.
Okay, thank you, Farrell. So now it is time for Q&A. Dr. Fawaz?
Okay, thank you, Farrell. Very interesting idea. Is this the first time that you do this painting, this sort of work?
Sorry, Doctor?
Is this the first time that you do this work?
Yes, this is my first time doing both the Impressionism art movement, and what I've done watercolor in my previous school year, but it's been quite a long time, so I've lost the skill.
So if I ask you what technique of watercolor is this are you using?
Mostly it's both wet to wet and wet to dry technique. So the wet to wet is mostly washed color, the blended colors, and the wet to dry is mostly the prominent colors, the visible and blended colors.
Where do you put yourself in this painting?
How this painting refers to me is the similar situation also occurs in me where I'm too attached to my my computer or my phone, that I forgot the existence of my surroundings, my peers, my family. So basically, I started to drift away from them. So it's very personal, very connected to what I'm currently experiencing.
Okay. In your design principles, number 3 is balance. You wrote the balance, right?
Yes.
Tell me where's the balance in this?
The balance here is the use of the cold and warm colors. There's no that I didn't use too much cold colors that it dominates the entire painting, and I don't use warm colors to dominate the entire painting. And the locations of the individuals and the structures, it's more or less proportioned, the numbers. And
Okay. Some of the elements in the painting that you should be able to read points from point to point. In other words, there should be like focal point. You can read from back to front or from top to bottom, like the Chinese painting.
sorry, Doctor, I can't quite hear you. It's choppy.
Okay. In a painting, we should be able to read the painting as how it is trying to be, trying to show, trying to get the audience. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. In your painting, like for example, in Chinese painting, you read the painting from top to bottom, or from left to right, or any other painting. In your case, I'm talking about focal point and so on. So how do you read your painting? Where should I see first? Is there such thing, or you doing it randomly as a facade only?
It's more to from the outer rim to the center.
From where?
The outer rim, from
Top.
no, how do I
Middle.
call that? No, the outer rim. I don't.
What is that?
From the
Eye view.
probably no. I don't know how to explain it.
No. Okay, in your painting, show. Tell me which one, the guy in the blue shirt, or the billboard, or the is that jet plane, something like that up there, or what? Which
Like
one?
from like the billboards, the buildings, to the individuals within the paintings. So from outside to the center of the painting,
From the billboard to the center.
like from the outside to the center. Yes.
So you are trying to say I should be looking at this billboard first, and then
No, not quite the billboard. The outside, like the background, than the individuals.
okay. I'm trying to understand the painting in terms of okay, the future. I sense there is no car or anything on the ground. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes,
So most of it are flying up there.
that's what my imagination led me to.
So these guys are walking on what? Pavement, road, or what?
Sorry, Doctor.
Yes. All these guys, all these human figure,
Yes.
they are walking on what? On open space, road, or what?
It's an open space. It's it's not road, but more a civilian path, civilian design pathway.
Okay, you mentioned that. How do you differentiate the path and the rest between the path and the rest?
What do you mean by the rest?
If there is a path, there must be a contact to the path, right?
Yes.
So where is that? Let's say the current situation now. If you walk in the city, there is the main road, there is the pedestrian pedestrian walk, and there is landscape and so on. So in your case, it's totally open, right?
Yes.
So there is no perimeter between the shop, for example, and the open space.
Yes.
Why?
Um.
Have you thought about it?
Actually, no. I didn't think that far when designing this painting. So yeah, no, I didn't think of that. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. You are learning process, but I think that's the main thing which is missing here. I probably the way I was trained, I look into details actually. So details can come in focal point, can come in the material, can come in the how do you sequence how do you view your painting. You understand me?
Yes.
And then yeah, there's some element of perspective. This is typical to me. This is typical architecture, but it's so blended. Blended in the sense I cannot determine something uh, specific, something detailed. Yeah, you managed to get through the idea of yourself, drown in your own world without in contact with the rest, except for the WhatsApp sign, Twitter sign, whatever is that. That's what you're trying to do, right? In fact, that is happening now actually. That's happening now. I wish we have
Sorry, Doctor.
more. Huh?
I was disconnected for a second.
All the signage of the logo type element that's showing WhatsApp sign, Twitter, and so on. Those are happening now. It's
Yes.
happening now. So to me, it's not so much future of it. Except for the flying car, that's something future. I wish there is this perimeter between open space, road, maybe access road for handicapped people, that sort of thing.
Oh.
Some details, I need that details,
Okay.
which will put you into a better presentation.
Yes.
You get me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Or at least, when you have this, I would say flying car, is it?
Yes.
Floating car. Okay, where is a spot for the car to land? Like now, if you see helipad, there is this sign of H where you can land, right?
Yes.
So I expect something like that
Oh,
to
okay.
happen so that okay, this is a place where this car will land, and this is a place where people can walk. If this is just an open space, that means it detached from the surrounding. So there must be some other elements to say how this thing is connected to each other.
Oh, all right, Doctor.
Understand?
Yes, Doctor.
So to me, this is the most obvious thing. I wouldn't comment about your color because I think that's your technique. From where I came from, the color should be more refined. The subtleness, when you said wet on wet just now, we should see that thing, but I can't see that except for the building. But the front part, the foreground, you understand what is foreground?
Yes.
The foreground is so murky, so milky, so muddy, or whatever lah. Maybe there's a rain. This scene happened just after rain or something like that. So some undefinite temperature or some undefinite environment in this thing. I don't know whether that's your intention, but that's how I read your painting now. Okay. Hello.
Yes. Yes, Doctor.
Do you understand?
Yes,
I
Doctor.
hope you learned something from what I suggested.
Okay, I think that's all from Dr. Fawaz, is it?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fawaz. Thank you, Farrell. I think you
Thank
have shown your progress well before this, and I think we have talked about the details before this, right? I told you
Yes.
about how do you want to detail out the facade design and so on, but perhaps you have problems in terms of time constraint. Okay, so for the next project, you need to think of your time management and so on. Okay, you need to strategize on that.
By the way,
Yes,
Farah. Hello,
yes,
Farah.
yes, Doctor.
Your initial is the same with my initials.
Yeah, initial.
Initial FK.
Fawazul Khair. Okay, the same as Farrell Carlo. We can start off a company with that Fawaz. All right. Okay, Farrell.
Yes, Doctor.
So you get all the points that I have given by that Fawaz. Okay, so you can improve for your next project later, right?
Yes, Doctor.
All right. Thank you, Farrell.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay.
Pak,
Hmm?
dia dari satu grade ke dua grade ni?
Satu bilik apa?
Satu grade ke dua grade?
Satu grade atau dua grade?
Satu grade saja kan? Overall kan?
Overall grade only. Just put one grade.
Alright.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Farrell.
Thank
As
you.
the first presenter. Okay. So we will have our second presenter, which is Aina Shah. Aina, are you going to share your screen or you want me to share my room? Ain?
Up to you. I think maybe I will show mine.
Okay. You can start sharing.
Okay.
Is there any way we can see? Can you on your video now? I forgot to ask Fahre just now. I just want to see who I'm talking to. You know.
While you are presenting your ideation, you need to turn on your camera. Okay.
Don't be shy.
Okay. Shall I turn on mine for a second?
Yes, please do.
Yes, not for a second, for the whole
Okay.
discussion. Okay, Ain, are you ready? If you are ready, then I'll start the 5 minutes. Hello?
You there?
Ain dengar tak?
Dengar. Sekejap
Okay. Turn on the camera first. Okay, Ain. Okay. So if you are ready,
Okay.
okay, you can start your
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
presentation. All right.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning to Dr. Fadlina and Dr. Fawaz. My name is Dr. Aina Shah binti Zainuddin from Workbase 4 under Dr. Fadlina. First and foremost, I want to describe about myself a little bit. Who is me, myself, and I? Actually, I'm a determined person who is really want to I want to perceive one thing for the for the thing that I really want to do. Actually, we already know that we do what the best for us, and everyone around us has a different perspective of us. I'm a personality of the perceived or being strong people, determined and work hard to achieve what I want and not taking for granted. Okay, sometimes I'm really easy to blaming myself for something that I'm doing wrong. Even it was from the past, I still regret doing it. So for my artwork, which is I want to present my artwork, which is I want to say that this artwork that for what I think for the future is what depends on the past, today it depends for our future. I'm really quite interested in this quote, which is do something today that your future self will thank you for, which is what we did today. It depends on our future. Like we shown the for my artwork. I feel that the bottom one is for my past and the upper one is for my future, which is like the opening new future with the right perception. Before that, I'm currently doing a research of a lot of popular pop artists, which is Andy Warhol, Roy Linston, Yayoi Kusama, and so on. Which is I'm interested to the brightness color, to the pattern, to the point up they're using for the pattern, especially the circle, the polka dot, and the mixing of the pattern. In my inspiration of the references that I've made, I'm combining all this into my artwork, which is this one. As you can see, the bottom one is for my past, which is the bad one, the worst one, and I want to create the new feature, which is the upper one, which is the right to pop out with the orange and yellow color that I've been used. Okay. Actually, I'm quite interested in one of the pop art movement, which is popular in 1950 in America, which is began as revolt against dominant approaches to art, that art should be. So, I inspired with the color, with the comic strip, and with the pattern they're using. I'm kind of interacted with the characteristic that really are similar to me, which is the popular, which is the feminine, brightness, and so on. And the point of view that I want to share the message within my artwork is the girl, which is the thinking of the reflection of their self for the past mistake that she was made and learned, and want to create the better one for the future. And so you can show that I want to create the pop up with the glorious words to show that the bright future for the upper. And the element of the and the element I've been using in my artwork, which is thick and line for the outline, which is that it refers to the combining that together to pull together and more cohesive in work art, which is the thick line, and it obey to the characteristic of the pop art itself. Other than that, the dotted diagonal line and the thick and line, it for the pattern, and it's obey to the principle of the repetition, which is to create a line for the pattern. The word text of glorious, I've been using the font of Bad App as the comic illusion was famous use. It kind of make that the principle of the proximity between the figure and the text, they show that the text glorious that show related to the figure. Other than that, I've been using the geometrical shape, which is the triangle, and I'm combine the pattern, the color that will contrast for the color, for the size of shape, and the geometrical shape. As we shown that this one is for the opening future.
Time says up. You can wrap up now.
Okay. Basically, I'm a primary and still in a learning process. So I'm still willing to be good to learn something new. So what I've learned in the project 2 is I know myself better than before. I know how to express my feeling through my art, and using the elements and principles that I've been learned before through my art. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ain. So now we are going to have our Q&A. Dr. Fawaz.
Okay, Ain, thank you. That's for you, Ain. Ain Nasra. Where are you from, Ain?
Selangor.
Which part of Selangor? Which part of Selangor?
Ceras Selangor.
Okay, have you been to the art gallery in Kuala Lumpur?
Not yet.
During this PKP, you are not allowed to go out, is it?
Yep.
I think should make those who are staying in Khair, they should make a point to visit this gallery, because there are a lot of things that you can learn by just looking at paintings which was done by, you know, all the famous artists in Malaysia. Okay, let's come back to your work. Can you tell me something about Andy Warhol?
Andy Warhol.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Andy Warhol, which is it create a multiple pattern or multiple portrait for itself. Actually, he used a multiple type of color, multiple time by repeated the same portrait using the different color. As I know that the Andy Warhol also the popular pop artist, which is he was the references from the one of the famous refer to the famous and create into their artwork.
Famous artists.
Yep.
Okay, how much Andy Warhol influenced you in this work?
Okay. Like I've been said before, this was from the Andy Warhol artwork, which is the figure, and this type of artwork that really influenced me with the color of brightness, which is I'm really interested with the brightness and the color of the pattern. They ready to create something new without actually other art movement they're using the same expression, but Andy Warhol will use their own self meaning.
Okay. Can I see back your final work? Show me that slide on your final work. Okay. You managed to convey the idea. Whatever you said is there in painting. The only thing that pulls me back is your composition. If I were to do this one, I would have put yourself behind the zip. That's a big zip, right?
Yeah.
In this case, part of you came out from the zip. Actually, logically, it shouldn't be that, because you are still opening the zip. So how do you argue this one? How do you defend yourself on that?
Sorry.
You know, your image, that's supposed to be you, right?
Yep.
The yellow tudung.
Uh-huh.
Okay. When you open the zip, now the yellow thing is on the zip. Understand?
Yep.
Okay. My point is, uh, when you don't fully open the zip, how come that thing is already out?
Oh, basically, I'm putting the figure of the women in the center, for the reflection of the future and past. So that's why the women is from the in the center, and even we open the zip, it's still back to the past. Because I want to take like the women in the center to do the reflection of all the past and future. That's why even we open it still in the outer.
Okay. The point there, but let's move back to some of your earlier drawings now. Can I see that the other one?
Sure.
I thought okay, this one in your study, part of the tudung is inside, the one on the right, idea 3. So,
Idea 4.
sorry, idea 3.
Oh, idea 3.
I can see that maybe the one on the right, further right. Now it's clear. If the idea of saying that part of you is in the future, part of you in the current context, I could have used part of the tudung inside and part of the scarf outside. So that will be more to what you're trying to say, rather than, you know, when you open the zip, suddenly the whole thing come out. So as if you just released from something. That's how I read your painting, but the way you said it is something else. So we actually cannot, an artist technically, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can the artist is the storyteller, you know. When you said something but the image is not there, then we want to believe your story, or we want to believe your image that you present? Understand?
Yeah. Actually, I want to say that the women is for the reflection between the past and the future. So maybe I was
I understand that, but when do you put the image of that female with the scarf, the whole thing is outside the zip. That's how I read it. Understand that?
okay.
So that composition actually disturbed me because it doesn't go inside what you're trying to say. Understand?
Okay.
So to improve that, if you want to use your argument, I suggest part of it should be in the zip, part of it
Okay.
outside. Okay, other than that, the rest of the element, fortunately, Andy Warhol is one of my favorite artists. I've done a couple of work using Andy Warhol approach, and then during my teaching days in architecture, we used to have Andy Warhol as a visual study. So students came up with several painting of Andy Warhol. I think if you have the time to go, have you been to the campus yet? No.
Not yet.
Okay, next time when you are in the campus, go down to the gallery, FAB gallery, Mabu gallery. There are several works from previous students which we displayed there, painting done under Andy Warhol category. The other thing I should compliment you is I can see how you apply all the design elements, design principle in that particular work, which is very nice because I expected most of the first year students should be able to comprehend that, because you should start somewhere with design element and design principle. So my only setback is how you place your yellow tudung.
Okay.
Aside. Okay, and
Okay.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fawaz. I think, Ain, good improvement from the very beginning. So keep up the good momentum until your next project. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. 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 Thank you, Ain.
Thank you.
Okay. Next will be Hasanah. Hasanah, can you turn on your camera? I'll share my screen.
Yes, yes.
Okay, this one is, sorry.
I want to see your face. Salah Syatul Hasanah.
Yes, you can call me Hasanah.
Where's Hasanah? Okay, Hasanah, sekejap. Okay, this one is yours.
Yes.
Okay, let me keep this thing. Alright, okay, Hasanah, you can start presenting now. So, where do you want to start? The different reference, is it?
Okay. Yes, yes.
Okay, alright. Okay, so the floor is yours now. You can start your presentation.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good morning to Dr. Fadilina and Dr. Fawaz. I am Syatul Hasanah binti Salahuddin from Workbase 4 under Dr. Fadilina. So first of all, I will introduce myself. I am a nature lover. I very love ocean. When I feel stressed and tired, I feel calm. When I feel stressed and tired, I often go to the sea and relax my mind. I feel calm and free. So for me, the future means hope, something that we dream for. It doesn't matter whether it can be happen or not. And what I hope for the future, there will be a city in the ocean. So I will always feel calm by looking at thousands of creatures living under the sea. So Doctor, can you go to the final submission?
Which one? The design process.
The final submission.
The final submission. This one. Okay.
Yes. So this is my artwork, the city that I dream for. So I'm using acrylic paint and canvas for this drawing. For the first idea, actually I draw something like all about development of technology, something like that. But it doesn't suit my personality, so I tried to think about what actually future means and how it can relate it to me. So when I think about myself, what I love and what do, so the ocean will come to my mind. I think I really love ocean, so that's how my idea developed. I got inspired from post-impressionism art movement. It developed in 1890s, introduced by Roger Fry, an English artist and critic in 1910. Fry believed that the beauty of art inherently rooted in perception. So post-impressionists actually revoke emotion rather than realism in their work. So it characterized by emotional symbolism, which is emphasis on symbolism, not revolve around style, process, or aesthetic. They use evocative colors such as saturated hues, multicolored shadow, and restraint of color. Lastly, we can see the distinctive brushstroke as they're using broad brush. They're not intended to be realistic representation of its subject. In my drawing, I apply multicolor shadow on the water to make it look smooth and texture structure. I also apply rich of color in my drawing to create contrast. As you can see, I have green, dark green, and light green, and the color, multicolor of blue, dark blue, and light blue. I also use broad brush stroke to draw the flowery line of water. For the building, I create a rectangle shape and align it next to each other. Then I make a repetition of square to make it look like window building. As you can see, the building is getting darker to show the proximity, which is the building is far away from the first building that we see. I also use line and shape to create some underwater creatures, which is coral, underwater plants, and fishes. I use positive side of color. I use all positive side of color because it represents the life that I want to live for. Such as the green body represent the relaxing, blue represent the comfortable, and yellow is cheerful. So, what I learned from this project is how I can generate my ideas of future and myself. For the first time, I choose this task. I still got no idea on how to relate the future and my personality. So after I observe my friends and I research on internet about technology, and I also do personality test. And then I made a self-reflection. Finally, I got the ideas. So before this, I tried to use crayon for the design process. I tried to use crayon, but it doesn't result. It doesn't look like the image that I want. So I think it's important to choose media to get the result that we want.
Hasana,
So
you can wrap up now. The term is up.
okay, so I think that's all from me. For this project, I can learn a lot of things. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hasana. So, okay, this one is her design process, and then this one is the final submission. Okay, if you have any question at the Fawaz?
Okay, so Sana, hello. Hello.
Yes.
What is the title of your painting? Is there a title?
The title of my artwork is The City.
The City.
Yes.
Bukan
The City.
bukan Undersea City.
No. The City.
The City.
The City is for me. The city is the city that I dream for.
Ah. So where are you here? Where are you here?
Why I am here?
Where? Di mana?
Where,
Di manakah awak di dalam painting? Dalam painting.
um, where I am. Sorry, Doctor.
Where is yourself in this painting? Faham tak soalan tu?
Okay. Where I am drawing.
Tak. Di manakah awak di dalam painting?
Where do you put yourself in your artwork? I think you have put the point in the script, the artwork.
Yes. I put myself in this drawing by I very love ocean, so I draw the ocean. So I think in this drawing I am the I think all of it is represent me because all the thing that I did is there.
Have you heard of painting movement called surreal?
What, Doctor?
Pernah tak dengar movement artis yang bernama surrealistic? Surreal.
Surrealistic.
Yeah.
Surrealism.
Surrealism.
Yes, Doctor.
Nah, do you refer to that movement in your painting? For your painting?
I refer to the post-impressionism movement. Yes.
Okay. Let me give some good comments on your work. I think you choose the right medium. Actually, technically, for beginners and for new artists, new budding artists, is the best medium because it has quality of watercolor and it has quality of oil paint. Which, if you use oil paint, it takes some time to dry. If you use watercolor, there's problem if you spoil the drawing. Actually, you can cover it up, and then I think you have used very good. I would say you have used the maximum capability of acrylic because I can read what you mentioned in your presentation. I can see the toner and so on. I wish there is this effect of lighting because on top there's white thing, right? That's supposed to be the surface, right? The white thing on top. On
Yes,
top.
there is reflection of light.
Okay. So I see some dots there, but I wish you could have, draw like straight line, white line. You understand me or not?
Yes, yes.
Penetrating through that patch of light because that will give impact to your painting. That will give life to your painting. And in painting, you can make the thing alive by having some. Just now, I think Ain Nasra showed something on Keith Haring painting. Have you seen? You know Keith Haring, right?
Yes.
Keith Haring. Hello. Asana, are you with me? I can't.
I can't hear.
Huh?
What I can't hear? Can you repeat?
Okay. Painting by Keith Haring. I think one of the studies shown by Ain just now. There is this element that shows movement. When you do something, there is lines that create movement. So that is missing here. I will use that for your painting. I can feel I am looking at an aquarium. I can see the fish moving, that sort of thing. I can see the plants on the water, on the ocean moving. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I understand.
Yes,
Because in a painting, we are the artists. We should be able to create those things, so which make the audience get attracted to your work. So if not, it just become like a normal postcard, poster. So that element is missing here. I wish you have done that, and then then it make your painting real and alive. It's like looking at aquarium. You understand me or not? Hello?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Anyway, I think I compliment your color. That's a very good tonal color. I can see a lot of blue tone from light to dark, and then with very minimum other colors which highlight the whole thing. I wish I wish you should have spent some details on the fish, because that could be your focal point. Something alive like figure, or in this case fish. If you highlight those things, then it gives life to the painting. You understand me or not?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay.
I will improve it
All
for
right.
the project.
Okay, Sana. Okay, Fat.
Okay, Dr. Fawaz, thank you for the comments. Okay, I think Hassana, you have done a lot of work starting from this one. I think the first one is very the final submission, and then the good thing is you never give up, and then you have a lot of trials here until you get the final outcome, which is good. Okay, up good momentum as well for your next project. Okay,
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
okay, thank you, Hassana. And then after this, we will have. Do you want to take a break, Dr. Fawaz, for a while?
I have to order my coffee now.
Okay.
Okay, continue.
So
I
you
don't
can. Huh? Okay, we can just continue while you have having your coffee. Okay.
go.
All right. Okay. After this, we will have. Who is the next one? Hmm,
Where's my drink?
sorry. Which one?
Okay, my drink is on the way.
Okay. The next one, Izul.
See?
Izul, do you want to share your screen or you want me to share my screen?
I want to share my screen.
Okay, Izul, you can share your screen now.
I want to see your face, Izul.
Okay. Wait.
Turn on your camera first. Say hi.
Hi.
Where are you from, Izul?
I'm from Kuantan.
Which part of Kuantan?
Sungai Isap.
I thought it's not in Kuantan.
Kuantan dia tak apa tu CMCO kan?
Tak.
So you are free
To move about.
to move around.
Yes.
Okay, Izul, are you ready now? If you are ready, then I'll start the stopwatch. Boleh?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so you have 5 minutes to present. Okay, and the floor is yours now.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to Dr. Fat and Dr. Fawazul. Okay, first let me introduce myself. So, I'm a simple person that likes simple thing, and I prefer a quiet place and peaceful place. So, the project theme is future. So in the future, I would like to build my own simple house in the woods that have a quiet and peace surrounding with the sound of nature. It is because chaotic place make me dizzy and will make me stress sometimes. So this is my painting. I choose to draw a house on the wood because yes, I like this quiet place because it made me calm. Yeah, so uh, the drawing painting material is spray paint. I choose spray paint because it provide more coverage and dry much faster than other paint. It easy and fast. Spray paint is oil based and provide a more durable finish than latex paint. So this is my first time using spray paint. This is on A4 paper and this is on A3 paper. Okay, so I tried to for my first time and I satisfied, so I continue to do a spray paint. I decided to do on A1 paper, and this is my trial on A1 paper. Okay, this the final count. So I the color the choice of color is blue because for my painting I choose full color, which is blue. I choose color because it's represented calm and peaceful. The color of the blue sky and the water make me calm. So the element of the design is shape, this house, the texture, the moon, and the cliff. The principle of design is water and
I'm
sky.
losing your voice. I can't hear you. So,
Okay.
can you speak louder?
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
So, the principle of design I use is contrast, which is water and sky. The emphasis, the house, that is the focal point. So, the art movement is impressionism because on impressionist technique, the play of nature is emphasized. The painting was made outdoor, shadows and are boldly painted with the blue of the sky as it reflected onto surface. Type of movement, I choose impressionism art movement for my painting. The impressionists sought to express their perception of nature rather than create exact representation. What I love about this genre is that first time in history painters decided to go out of ateliers and try to catch sun and light. It is possible to see their painting from many different perspectives. They are full of color, diversity, and brightness. The Impressionists were trying to catch moment and make it timeless. Okay, this is my final.
Is that all, Izzul?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Dr. Fawaz, if you want to ask anything.
So, thank you for your presentation. The first thing that came in my mind is under your principle of design, you said contrast, water and sky. You're talking about what contrast? The color or the what?
The color.
The color. Well, the sky is blue. The water is blue, so it's not contrast, right? Are you saying harmony or contrast or what? You understand what is contrast, right?
Wait. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Huh? Not sure.
I'm not sure.
Awak tahu
Yeah.
apa beza kontras ni?
Contrast.
Apa dia kontras ni? Benda yang berlawanan. Benda yang opposite side. Kalau kita kata opposite hitam, putih. Kalau opposite malam, siang. Panas, sejuk. That is contrast. Faham?
Faham.
Kalau kita faham kat sini kan. Water and sky tu kalau cakap contrast, tak jadilah. Right.
Okay.
Okay. How much do you spend time spraying the moon? Yang you buat bulan. Is that bulan?
Yes. Moon.
How long do you
That's
spend?
5 minutes.
5 minutes only? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, in front of the moon there is this funny shape. What is that? I can't really see what is it.
What?
Ada sesuatu di depan bulan ni, macam foreground dia. Apa tu?
This.
Yes.
That's the cliff.
So the cliff from somewhere. You know what? If I cover the bottom part, there's no house, there's no trees. The cliff and the moon, without any question, I can give you A, you know? If I have to grade you. But what spoils the whole painting is the shape of the house and the shape of the trees. Dekat situ you belum professional lagi lah. Tapi sedihnya pokok tu Is that manually done or spray juga?
That's it. I'm using brush.
Brush. So this is not 100% spray lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yang itu sebenarnya sangat mengecewakan saya lah. Saya tengok bulan tu, I think that one to me took some time to do it. When you said 5 minutes, you have some professionalism inside you that you don't know, but I have to tell you that is a good work sebenarnya. Maybe if I have the chance to view dia. Pak, ada chance kita tengok benda ni, Pak?
Ada chance apa?
Ada peluang lah kita tengok benda ni yang sebenarnya. Yang sebenarnya. Tak ada?
I'm not sure.
They are not going to send to campus.
Oh, maksudnya means that this artwork.
Yes.
Oh, if they are going to campus this, they need to bring this thing.
Bila?
I don't know when they can come after the CMCO, after the MCO, perhaps.
Okay. That is my
Yes.
compliment about your painting, but overall your composition is still weak lah, because kalau composition ni, you know what is two-third rule tak? Ada tak? Dah pernah dengar tak perkataan two-third rule ni?
No.
No. Pak tak ada lecture on two-third rule tak? Tak ada. Two-third rule.
Two-third rule?
Rule.
Oh. Tak ada lagi.
Sayang.
Tak ada.
It's about composition. Kalau you understand golden section, golden section pernah dengar? Zul?
Tak pernah.
Alamak, kena baca. Kena buat homework sekali, kena baca. Lepas ni, Google balik golden section. It's about layout. It's about composition. I think ada lecture on composition kan? I was shown by Dr. Aiman just now. You guys have gone through some lectures, very interesting lectures, especially by Dr. Sani and Dr. Rosani.
On composition, yes.
Yes.
And the colors.
Technically, two-third rule under composition. So in this thing, I can excuse your what you say, your technical skill, because but still I still, it is an excuse lah. I think it's an excuse because your moon is far much better than the rest of the thing, you know what I mean or not? So
Yeah.
the house, the trees sangat mengecewakan saya. Maybe okay, I don't have any expectation from you as a first semester ke what? First semester kita tak menaruh harapan yang tinggi, tapi kalau you boleh buat sesuatu macam ni yang bulan if you can do something nice, to me this is very nice sebenarnya. I don't see it as a moon actually. I nampak dia macam another earth, you know, because of the black, the white, the blue. It's just like you are living on a different earth. So if I ask you, dekat mana future sini ni? Tema future tu. What's your answer?
Tema future.
Kan ke ada kan?
Yeah.
So what?
Okay,
Where
for
is it?
this the example. So
No, in your painting.
Okay.
What's so future about your painting?
I live on other planet and this is Earth. Yes.
Is that a moon or what?
I'm not sure.
Huh?
I think it's just a planet, other planet.
Dia tak cakap mana, I cakap tu. Dia boleh dapat idea bila I cakap kan?
Sorry, if I may add on. Okay, I think Izul, dia has lost dia punya storyboard in between. Before this, I think you want to do something on the buildings kan? Kan ada the futuristic buildings and so on kan? And then suddenly, you know, it become this one and only house. Okay, so he has lost the storyboard lah, I think.
Sayang lah. Anyway, Zul, there is some positive thing inside your work. I'm really attracted to this piece of work, except for the I would say the foreground, the image too, in a shade, black shade. That one actually spoiled the whole thing. If I were to do this, I would have another half circle in front, you know, because now you can play around with the word future. You're talking about from another planet to another planet. So your dimension sangat luar. You bukan saja dalam keluar daripada kotak, tapi awak telah keluar daripada sea. To me, I punya favorite word lah. You kan kawan cakap kita kena keluar daripada kotak selalu kan? Pernah dengar ya? Out of the box kan?
Yeah.
No, now we don't think out of the box anymore. We think out sea. So that's future lah. So when you do that, in front here, it shouldn't be that house, that funny looking trees, that Christmas tree, I don't know. It could have been another planet, but half in shape, besar. Dia akan makan separuh, half of the format. Then you can enjoy the spraying thing kat situ, and then probably draw a little figure, whatever, to show that issue in future. In a kind of spacesuit or whatever. So to me, that will give an impact. If you do that, it will shock me because I don't expect that kind of work from a first semester student, unless you are a trained, artist. Before this, you have done a lot of work. But there's always room for improvement. My conclusion is still about the planet or the moon or whatever, the top thing. That is very nice. Kalau awak rajin Google satu artis Malaysia ni, nama dia, okey kita. Siapa nama kawan Yusri tu?
So you are the advisor.
Oh tak, because dia akan ingat kan. Siapa nama artis yang Yusri punya kawan tu? Yang banyak bulan. Yusri ada beli painting tu. Alamak. I will inform Dr. Fad later when I remember the name, because there's so many names in my head. So you should look at that guy. Dia punya work, dia selalu based on this circle thing, sama ada planet, bulan, matahari or whatever, which is very nice. And then dia punya details, kalau you tengok benda tu, hati boleh menangis lah, if you understand artwork kan. So I compliment you on that. I think there's some strength kat situ, tapi along the way macam Dr. Fad kata, you lose the storyboard. What? Hello, Fad.
I think so, because in the beginning he has shown something that is related to the physical things, and then they have the planets and so on, and suddenly the final submission he has changed the subject to one single.
Sayang. Izul, if I were you, I would redo this one and come up with that version yang I cakap tadi, because I think you are the skill, because sama dia sedar tak sedar, tugas pensyarah ni sebenarnya untuk memberitahu pelajar tu, look guy, you have something to do. You have to refine that, you have to focus on that, and then you have to look at other things, how other people do such thing. Then it will improve you, Izul, faham tak?
Faham.
Faham. So sayangnya itu tak ada kat sini lah, itu sajalah. Tapi as a first year, I don't worry about that, because I can read some strength inside this work. Cuma composition sangat mengecewakan lah, itu sajalah. Okay, what?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fawaz. So, Izul, I have the same thought as Dr. Fawaz. I like the above part of your whole work, but the bottom part is spoil the mood in overall. Okay, but I think you have the talent to do this, because this one, this is the I use the spray paint, right?
Yes.
And then you managed to get the effect that you want. Okay, so after this, I think you need to be more active to participate in our discussion. Okay, you need to have series of quiz sessions and so on, so that we can improve from that. Okay, remember that you have the talent, but it need to be improved. Okay, boleh Zul?
Okay, Doctor.
Okay, I hope that after this, for the P3 and P4, we can work together better this? Okay. Alright, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Kejap anak saya ni. Alright. The next presenter we will have Amma. Amma, are you there, Amma?
Arman Amin.
Muhammad Nawar Fikri.
No, Amma Fikri Suhaimi. Ammar.
Amar Suhaimi.
Okay, Amma. Amma, do you want to share your screen or you want me to share your screen?
I think I want to share my
Okay, to share your own. Right.
Okay, can you see my row?
Okay, yes. Okay, your
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. First of all, I would like to thank to Dr. Fawazul and Dr. Fawaz for this session. And then I will start my project 2 presentation, which means future. The future means the life being after a minute, a day, a year, and then from this time, for me, we cannot expect the future, but we can hope for the future. In the simple word, future means a hope and a willing. And then I would like to express my future's futuristic with the idea, with my own idea, which is I want to make my own tree house for the future, that I can stay with the nature. And then this is my design process. First time I do the brainstorming to find the idea for project 2 with all my friends too. I asked them for opinion, and from these 6 of this idea, I take the treehouse idea, and from that I elaborate it to 6 more idea to portray the treehouse for the future for me. And then I choose number 4, my next idea. And then I elaborate it more, and I think I choose the number 3 to proceed as my final idea. And then I'm try to using imposter technique with using acrylic on A3. And then from that, I think I done the impasto technique, but I think that's not my interest. And then I'm using it the mixed media to make my idea come true. And then the final one, this is my final project, which is I mix my tool and my medium with using the acrylic, the poster color, the marker pen, and I also use the collage, which is I take the leaf and I paste on this canvas. My art of movement is impressionist, which is I take the Claude Monet as my idol, my icon, which is from his art. I think it very near to me. This is my art, which I done it. and then I use the mixed media, not only using the acrylic. From this, I can share about the elements that in my art, which is I use the bold line to make it more realistic, and then the art principle that I use is balance and unity, which is the unity with the nature and the building. From this, my main idea is for the future, if you see a forest, if you see a mountain, and when you in the mountain, you can see there is a city on the mountain, on the forest. I don't want to cut the tree, cut the nature, and I want to stay and live with the nature for the future of my life.
Okay, Amma, you can. Time is up.
Yeah.
That's all. Is that all? Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay. If you have any question to ask Amma.
Assalamualaikum, Muhammad.
Waalaikumsalam, Doktor.
Dari mana awak?
Saya daripada Rauk Pahang.
Oh, Pahang juga.
Kau Kampung Gali.
Kampung Gali. Okay, saya nak tengok zoom in yang you punya sketches tu. You punya design study. Kecil sangat saya tahu. Boleh tak zoom? Design proses. Zoom lagi. Okay. Okay. These are very interesting studies sebenarnya, because I see qualities of line, I see a lot of detail works. Too bad your external panel ni orang yang sangat tengok detail. So lepas ni kalau Dr. Fad tak ambil saya pasal saya komen detail, saya faham kenapa. These are very interesting studies which I think this is from your first project, kan?
Yes, my first project.
Okay. The qualities of line tu yang saya tertarik, tapi bila dia jadi ke final painting, you hilang control sebenarnya. I wish. So now pergi kat final painting. Can you move to the final painting? Show me the final painting. The final work. Left. The final work. Okay. Overall composition tidak mengecewakan. I think there's something interesting here, because your statement tadi, saya pegang apa yang awak cakap. Awak cakap if you go to the mountain and then you see building and then it's part of the tree, maknanya you masih mengekalkan nature. Saya punya tagline yang saya suka cerita pada student ialah learn from nature, they are the best teacher.
Yes. I want to say about the nature, and I want to live. I don't want to, my child and my grandchild cannot see about the nature and just see the building for the future. I want to see the nature.
Jangan sampai jadi Tarzan lah. Okay, let's talk about the final work. Composition tidak mengecewakan. The only thing that disturb me here is the front part yang ada biru dengan line tu. What is that? Biru pattern line depan kali. Tak, bawah.
Yang ni?
Yes.
This is a part of the glasses of my tree house. From this idea from Zaha Hadid.
Okay. Fine. I understand. Tolak atas sikit, you dah block benda tu. Okay. Zoom in. Zoom in sikit lagi boleh? Saya tak boleh control benda ni. Okay. Okay, kalau naik atas sikit lagi. Saya nak tengok gelas saja. Atas, tolak atas. So I see the glass. The glass frame yang banyak kat bawah tu. Okay, stop. Okay. This one sebenarnya dia boleh menyebabkan painting awak terbaik. Kalau awak control line. You can control the lines, the thickness of line, the consistency of you making the lines, then we can see you have developed a very good technical skill. So this is
thank you.
where, faham tak? Faham?
Yes, yes.
So this is where normally yang membezakan antara junior years dengan senior years, because senior years dia dah develop dengan skill. But if I were to train you, I make sure every line meets dia punya the next line, dan dia tidak boleh melepasi line tu, garis tu, dan ataupun dia you know dekat yang tengah-tengah tu, kalau dia tengok belah atas belah kiri tu, line tu macam tak bertemu. That one, yang itu yang belah kiri lagi sikit lagi, kiri itu kanan, atas. Kenapa cursor? Okay, awak boleh nampak cursor saya? Tak boleh nampak kan? Anyway, the consistency tu macam bila you kata gelas tak boleh random macam ni. It doesn't work because logic kita, walaupun kita future, tapi kita kena ada some logic inside our design. So in other words, it could have been straight line, kan? But the curved line tu could be, you know, part of it. There is one very obvious in the middle of your frame ni, ada satu line sangat tebal daripada yang lain.
Yes.
That was really disturbed me sebenarnya, because a good composition, a good idea spoiled by this little thing. That's my problem, because I look into details. But to train student, they must be able to look into details. In future nanti bila you buat sesuatu, bangunan apa-apa, ada benda yang mengganggu mata, dia akan merosak keseluruhan composition. Faham tak?
Okay.
Faham tak? So
Yes, I understand.
So yang itu you kena control lah. I think dalam subjek lukisan ada ke Pak? Ada apa lecture on
Architectural communication.
communication.
Oh, sorry.
Dah buat? Dah start?
Dah sekarang.
So dalam Brahmanship ni, communication ni, iaitulah kita kena, dekat situ kita akan nampak training tu berlaku, di mana your lines tu mesti meet end to end, thickness dia tak boleh pecah, tak boleh gemuk sebuah jalan, kurus sebuah jalan. That is a skill yang kita develop daripada first semester especially. And I'm very particular about that. So agaknya they invited me to be external panel ni because of that lah kot. Because I am very particular about that. And ketika saya mengajar dulu, student kata I'm so picky, tapi I don't see it as picky, because it is a training that you have to go through, like it or not, you have to go through. All the architects in the world have to go through this training. They kena control benda tu. Okay, the other one is, I wish bila you kata dia glass, ini things to improve lah. Okay? The glass can come in different tone tau, because I nampak belakang tu ada sky, ada awan kan. Right. So that awan could be reflected on your glass. Then I know it is glass. Betul tak?
Oh yes.
So then you blend the whole nature with your building. That is marvelous. If you only can do that, your work will be excellent. Plus controlling the lines. You know, your studies tu sangat baik. I suka the study because sangat detail. Tapi bila sampai ke final ni macam orang cakap apa? Potong steam. Dia nak sampai ke garisan penamat tu dia dah tercungak-cungak, tak sempat.
Okay.
So please improve on that. Otherwise, this is a good studies, and I personally like this work on its own, because how do you render the trees too? What kind of
the tree? I use the collage. I use the real.
So patutnya ada gambar daripada sisi lah, so kita nampak benda tu timbul lah.
Yeah.
Kan? You kena ambil gambar daripada sisi, nampak shadow sikit. Ambil lighting. So in your next board, you boleh bahas sana. So kita tahu itu collage, because bila kalau you tak cakap, I cakap, wah real lah trees ni. So yang betul lah, pokok betul.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your criticism.
Allahu Akbar. Sorry. Apa tu? Amma.
Yes.
What happened to the yang batang pokok tu? I think because of light from your camera, is it?
Yes. from my camera. I think
That's why I think the line quality today quite dia dah lari sikit. Because it's become dia macam memang ada lights tu kan.
yes. Yes.
Oh, Akbar.
Okay, thank you, Omar.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Fawaz.
Right.
Thank you, Omar. I think a good improvement. At least you have tried a lot of you have a lot of trials before you came out to this final conclusion for first final artwork. Okay, you have gone through a lot of design process, which is good. And I think as well as the rest that I have said before. Please keep up the good momentum until your last final project. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Omar.
Right.
Okay, we'll start. Yes.
Omar ni
Ya.
macam Siti Shaolin
Omar macam Siti Shaolin.
Ada?
Shaolin petang ni jadi tunnel untuk siapa? Untuk work-based Dr. Faizal, I think.
Yeah.
Kalau you nak tengok Shaolin tu. Shaolin is our PhD candidate now.
Oh,
Shaolin tu nama orang. Bukan yang Shaolin
Shaolin,
soccer.
I think it's Shaolin soccer.
Bukan, kita punya PhD candidate. Kalau you nak tengok dia, dia ada petang ni dekat Dr. Faizal.
Okay.
Alright?
Alright. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we will have another two presenter after this. We will have Shahmi and Arman. Shahmi, if you are ready, do you want to share your screen or do you want me to share my screen for you?
I shared.
I want to see you, Shami.
Please turn on your camera
that
first.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Okay. Okay, Shami. Whenever you are ready, then I'll start the stopwatch. Okay.
I'm ready.
Are you ready now? Okay. Okay, the time
Can I start now?
starts now. You have 5 minutes to present. Okay?
Okay. Assalamualaikum. Hello, my name is Muhammad Syami Bezaidi. I'm from WB4 and I'm Dr. Fadlina. Before we start, I'm going to talk a little bit about me. First, I'm going to talk about my trait and personality. My trait is I'm a kind and very patient person, while my personality is I'm a very logical type of person. Next, I'm going to talk about my interests. My interests mostly, I have a lot of interests, but mostly on drawings and playing games, and my talents are probably on drawing. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about my point of view and a bit of opinion about team of future and how do I want to express the team of future into this and how I want to relate it with my personalities. Okay, first of all, my point of view on team is I think team future is most likely have connected with time. So I think anything that are related in coming period of time is doesn't really matter if it is 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or 5 hours. As long as it is in coming time, I believe it is as a future. How I want to express it in 2D is by making a drawing that are how times and future are connected, how time relate to the future. And how do I relate with my personality is because I am a logical type of person. Make a drawing that commonly mostly logic to my point of view towards future. Okay, let's start with my inspiration first. Yes, from other artists, mostly from futurism art style, but mostly I most focus on Umberto Boccioni with his Visiones Simultanea because really have consist a lot of inspiration towards my drawing, and here we have some image reference I took from Google to next process designs. Here's some of my process designs. As you can see, how I start by collecting some first idea, how I try a lot of medias and tools to create a perfect result for my drawing, for my last drawing, and here's my final drawing. Okay, here's a little bit about my drawing. My type of movement used is futuristic. Futurism was an Italian art movement on the early 20th century. This art movement, I start with. Futurism was an Italian art movement of the earliest 20th century. This art flow was traced by an Italian writer, Tito Marinetti, in Milan, 1909. Capture the art of the dynamism and energy of the modern world. Some characteristic of the drawing is image processing in this work is more independent, but still has an influence from with the flow. And that's the appearance of the image in the work still has a plane with a certain shape and use of more control color. Okay, here's the title or name of my art, Influencer del Tempo, time in Italian. Why I choose Italian because my art is futuristic and the futurism is originated from Italy. Okay, here's some message in this drawing, like the flow of time. The drawing are trying to represent how the time in an abstract way, sunglass, represent our work, while the sun represent the movement of rotation of Earth. The hot color used, the hot color usage such represent the sun, while the cool color usage such represent the moon. The tree represent life and death, while the building represent the future by using color. There's a lot more message in my drawing, but I will explain it if I got more time. Okay. Here's my elements. Some of it is lines. I use curve lines, while I use value, as you can see, to create a depth, and I use and colors. Major role because a main role because it got a lot of message to present. And here's some my principle is balance. As you can see, balance symmetrical with the up and above. And next is contrast. I use hot and blue color, a contrast color to create unbalanced. And lastly, I use harmony, which I choose objects that are not contradiction with each other. Okay, and here's what I learned from this project. Learn from project 1 as my advantage to create more beautiful artwork in this project. For example, how I use the element and principle and apply it to my drawing. The material used plays an important role. If the drawing more better aesthetic, represent the art movement more accurately and give a better quality of drawing. I learned that different cut of tool give different type of effect in the drawing. For example, how do you give a certain
Shami, you
different
can
kind
wrap up.
of effect. Okay, so what did I expect from this project is I expect that I can use all knowledge that I project to use it as advantage and to adapt it on my next upcoming project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Shami, for the detailed presentation. May I ask you a question, Dr. Fawaz, if you have any?
Okay, Shami, where are you from?
Yes. Selangor, Klang.
Klang as in Bandar Klang lah.
Yeah.
Okay, you daripada sekolah mana?
High school Klang.
Okay. Tapi tak ada sekolah asrama apa pun lah.
No, tak ada.
Okay. I think out of 6 work that I've seen so far, you punya work ni ada benda lah, ada benda yang bila I tengok, I kena tengok banyak kali to understand what. I don't want to read the text. Normally kita read the painting by yourself and then you read the text whether dia match or not. Okay, just one bonus question. How many dots are there in your painting?
Dots. What dots?
The one on top tu ada banyak macam sheep.
Oh.
How many are there?
Here.
Don't count now.
I think maybe like 12 or.
Okay. So that shows your weakness lah. You have come up with painting, detailed painting. I was detailed because there is a lot of things that attracts me here. Tapi you forget what you did to the painting. When I asked you that question, it shows my training. Kita kena tahu apa yang kita buat dan kita kena kira apa yang kita buat. Kita kena tahu because kalau macam dalam PhD ada soalan dia tanya berapa sampel yang awak dah buat. dia tak boleh kata 12, 15 tak boleh. Dia mesti tepat. Sama juga dalam training architecture. You must know how many you did. So I counted 16.
Yeah, 16.
That's the training yang you kena go through. Okay.
Okay, Doktor.
The other thing which is very interesting, I think you for a first year to come up with this kind of work sangat memperangsangkan lah. I compliment you on that. I think because your
Thank you, Doktor.
precision study sangat perkataan you all ni gempak lah. Pernah dengar perkataan gempak? Gempak. Gempak ni apa? Aduh, zaman awak dengan zaman saya ni lain. Dia okay, a good work, dia akan tarik orang akan pay attention, then people try to understand what is this guy trying to do, what is the work. So a good work, a good painting, dia communicates dengan audience.
Ya, Doktor.
Dia sepatutnya macam tu. So in your case, dia communicate. In the word, dia communicate, and then dia ada meaning. Dia cakap something apa, ada message in this drawing, which is very good.
Yes.
That message sebenarnya menarik saya untuk memahami apa yang terserat dalam painting awak. So that is a bonus point for you, which I think over the age compared to the rest. I punya setback satu je.
Thank you, Doktor.
The one in the middle, you mentioned about building, is it? Yang ada that's building kan?
Yes.
That one, I rasa bukan kat situ. It shouldn't be there. I mean, kalau dia dekat situ, it should have been more refined, like the one on the left where you have this blue apa ni, form. What do you call that term? The triangle tu kan. That one is a good detail work. Plus on the right pun sama juga. Tapi the one in the middle tu sangat bukan you lah. You know, I don't know, dekat situ you tak pay attention ke ataupun you lose your steam ke. Dia punya colour pun tak menjadi sangat, you know, it's not as controlled as the top, you know. Is that the last part or you dah mengantuk masa buat tu? Kan?
Yang bagian sini dah ngantuk.
See, from experience we can read the weakness of the work. So otherwise this could be a good work painting. When I read your text, ia memenuhi kehendak projek ni, and I don't ask you where are you here, because dalam teks kalau you cerita tadi, I can understand what is it. So this is a good work for me technically. Cuma my setback is yang tu lah, the so-called building yang you buat. In future, bila you dah rasa letih ni, kena stop tau, because energy to drain out. Nanti apa yang buat lepas tu dia jadi paksaan, dia akan merosakkan keseluruhan karya. Faham?
Ya, dah.
Okay,
Ya, dah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fawaz and Syahmi. I think this one, I agree with Dr. Fawaz. The good thing about this artwork is because of you managed to convey the message behind it. So it is not literal, it is abstract, and you successfully did well, okay? And along the way, you have several trials, which is good, okay? Until you get the final outcome, okay? Alright, Kami. Apa dia?
Apa trial dia?
Tadi dia dah try beberapa dia. Apa tu? He has used several medias for ni until they get. Jelas sekali pakai apa? Watercolor
Acrylic.
Until the last one they got dia punya tu, dia dapat rentak tu, dia dapat last kali pakai acrylic. Okay, Syami, thank you very much.
Okay, Doktor. Thank you, Doktor.
And the last one, we have the last presenter, Arman. Arman, do you want to share yours or do you want me your mind too?
I will share with my own.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yes. Okay, Arman, you can start your presentation now. So I'll be.
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. and good morning. Okay, still good morning. My name is Nur Arman Amin bin Mak Yusof. I'm from Kemaman, Terengganu. I'm 19 years old. My characteristic, I'm just noticed that I'm a optimism person. I'm very optimistic to become an architect. Even when I'm in foundation, the lecturer asks me, what is your ambition? I say I want to be an architect. And in that the interesting is my friend is very supportive and support me to become an architect. Okay, my interpretation of the future is about loving. It's not just about loving someone. It can be loving family, love the nature, love the architecture, and so on. We can firstly we see to the design process. When the idea come when I think I love the beach so much. I always go to the beach when I feel empty or even I'm feel happy. I'm also go to the beach. So the first idea, I'm painting the beach using watercolor. This is my first time using watercolor. And for the next idea, I improve my work. I got a new idea for all the things such as the love sky, waves, greeneries, and tears. This one I'm using pencil color because I'm not sure to use watercolor yet because I'm really not good in using watercolor. And for the improvement is learn about the lines movement and try to apply it. And for number four, the improvement is I'm trying to make another line movement for the sky, change the shape and size of the greeneries and rearrange them. For the number five, I change the color of wave to yellow for another meaning. I'm also make another trial for tears to get the continuity. For number six, the improvement is I'm change the layer color of the tears and make it more real. I'm using color turquoise for the background of greenery. For the number seven, the improvement is I add up the layer of the waves also for the continuity. For number I add up more layer of waves and change the shape of last idea for my artwork. I make more leaves and change the color and make the black tears in front and greeneries behind it. Okay, we go to my inspiration first. My inspiration is about expressionism, such as art by Vincent van Gogh and also art by Edward Munch. These two is about expressionism. Same goes to my artwork. Last artwork, I give the name of my artwork is as Aura of Love. We can I want to highlight for the wave, the pink wave at the bottom, at the above. It's tender and soft. How love supposed to be. I'm also using a lot of lines to create a movement. It's look like slowly spreading to all the thing below. And for the yellow wave, it's a sign of happiness. I make it big and higher to show the determination in the future. All the challenges that I will build through. For the red wave is for the sign of anger and also pain. Sometimes love can hurt us. As example, we love the car, but the car is broken. We love playing games, but we always defeat. Even we love the architecture, but architecture we stay up at night. For we're also using a lot of lines also to create a movement. We can see the line of yellow and red wave are continuing to the wave in front it the wave the gray black wave. black tears there. The black tears means sadness. It's become control it. Because of that, color change from gray to blue.
Okay, Arman, you can wrap up now.
There are the principle of repetition for the tears. Black and tears turquoise, the create a principle. For the greeneries, I made the sign. It's a sign of positivity. It's cover all the things above. Also, the sign of loving nature, especially beach. The greens are balanced, and the color of green also a sign of harmony. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Arman. Our last presenter. So, Dr. Fawaz, if you have any question, you can just ask.
What? Ada echo ah? Sorry, echo.
Kalau dengan Arman je dia macam tu. I don't know why.
Where are you from, Aiman?
From Kemaman, Terengganu.
Oh, jauhnya. Ada echo. Okay, you mentioned about it earlier. Kemaman tepi pantai lah kan?
Yes, a lot of beach.
Yeah, I've been there. Nice place. Okay, interesting studies. Tapi saya rasa awak punya translation tu sangat literal lah. Maksud saya literal tu,
Yes.
literal apa?
No, I know.
Literal macam yang ni makna dia ni, yang ni makna dia ni, yang sangat general lah. I can't blame you because in the lower years we can't run away from that because your vocabs tak banyak kan, you belum banyak baca, pendedahan kurang. Tapi that doesn't stop us or you from discovering and doing something nice. There are something nice inside the world. I kan dah dengar echo ni. Okay, let's start with the greeneries. Greeneries tu pada saya, kalau dia satu sahaja, saya suka usik student macam ni. Benda tu sangat A tu. That work sangat A. Ia boleh besarkan lagi. The greeneries ni. See? That work, dia mengingatkan saya kepada seorang artis bernama Henry Rousseau. You kena Google siapa dia Henry Rousseau ni, which is very interesting. Dia sangat landscape. Very detail and detail, tak sedetail yang tadi siapa tadi? Syahmi ataupun Amar. In your case, the playing around of shapes, the playing around of colour yang sangat harmony, which is very interesting. That one pada saya mencapai matlamat projek ni. Okay, besarkan balik. Sorry, I nak tengok the whole composition. Kecilkan balik. Okay. Good, okay. The top part pun interesting. You cakap apa tadi? Atas tu pink wave. Pink wave ni datang dari mana sebenarnya?
Yes, pink wave.
Pink wave datang dari mana sebenarnya? Where does it come from?
For the sky.
Dia mesti ada source dia. Sumber dia apa? Tak tahu.
Sun. From the sun.
So, except the sun is missing lah.
Yes.
What happened to the sun? The sun.
The sun become the love. Because of that, I give the name of my aura as Aura of Love.
You pernah dengar lagu-lagu yang orang create? Contohnya macam P. Ramlee buat Kau Laksana Bulan semua tu kan? Nak dengar kan lagu tu? Tak dengar? Hello?
Don't know. Maybe if I hear it, I know.
You kena take your initiative lah. Kau Laksana Bulan, kebanyakan lagu-lagu yang memuja kekasih ni, orang cinta ni, dia akan gunakan bulan sebagai simbol lah. Orang tak guna matahari sebenarnya tau. So saya rasa ada percanggahan dekat sini lah. Using using sun as an aura of love instead of moon. Kalau siapa tadi yang buat bulan yang sangat menarik tadi tu?
Betul.
Betul. Izu buat bulan tadi kan? So yang itu pada saya tak.
Because I go to the beach at the evening, not night.
Still lah. Maknanya interpretasi ataupun analogi kasih ataupun love ni, orang masih kaitkan dengan bulan, dia bukan matahari. Okay, itu kena faham lah. Okay, the wave ni, is it wave ya? Dia yellow dengan red tu. Yellow wave and red.
Yes, wave.
Which is interesting. You juga kena refer the famous painting daripada Jepun yang menggunakan wave juga, because wave dia tak akan datang secalit macam tu ataupun lipat macam I know you nak dapatkan shade love tu. Dia akan ada droplets tau. Droplets yang pecah wave tu. Bila wave tu sampai ke pantai, dia akan pecah kan. Faham tak? Dia punya gelombang dan sebagainya. So kalau you buat macam ni, saya duk fikir tadi, this could be sampan ya, because Terengganu, pantai, Kemaman semua kan. So interpretation dia tak direct. Itu sebab saya kata daripada mula tadi, dia sangat literal. Literal ni, dia ambil ni, engkau A, inilah engkau. Engkau B, inilah engkau. Which is sangat kalau si Syahmi tadi dia cakap mengenai interpretation, makna you should go to that level. Maknanya kita kena cuba bawa audience ataupun yang melihat kerja kita ni, cuba mendalami apa yang kita maksudkan, apa yang kita cuba sampaikan. So the detail, the pecahan of the waves tu kena ada lah, bukan setakat cengkok tu macam cangkuk sajalah. Dalam the whole composition ni, saya suka yang paling bawah dan saya suka yang paling atas. Yang tengah-tengah ni dia mengganggu composition tau. Kalau saya nak improve work ni, saya akan apa saya akan buat? Saya akan yang hijau bawah ni, the greeneries ni, dia boleh macam tembus sikit-sikit naik ke atas. You know, dia boleh blended dengan your black tears. Bukan semua, dia akan keluar sikit sana. Dia masuk ke red wave, dia masuk ke blue wave, dan sedikit akan timbul pada pink wave. So it shows that in the end you want the greeneries to be there, walaupun asalnya you pergi ke pantai kan. Betul tak? So as I mentioned, when I mentioned earlier, you learn from nature, they are the best teacher. Nature bukan saja jungle, bukan saja wave pun nature juga. Cuma air mata ni sangat mengganggu saya. Dia punya interpretasi sangat, pada saya sangat weak kan. How I wish air mata, kata black tears. Tears ni dia tak semuanya meleleh, ada yang jatuh droplet. So it could have been droplets instead of meleleh semuanya. Ada 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 lelehan tears, which is too much lah. It could have been less and it could have been droplet. Droplet tu jatuh atas daun tu, kata macam tu kan. And then kerana dia tears, kerana dia air, dia akan nampak highlight. Bila, faham tak ni? Hello? Aman, are you there?
Yes, understand.
You dengar? Saya takut saya bercakap dengan skrin ni, tak disambung dengar. You dengar?
Dengar.
Okay.
No. Yes, I can hear you.
Bila droplet tu jatuh atas daun tu, contoh, ada setitik. You faham tak bila droplet ni setitik, bukan dia meleleh macam ada 6. So yang itu yang akan menyebabkan kita pernah dengar kata wow factor. Wow factor ni menyebabkan orang tengok, wow, there's something very interesting, there's something attracted, there's an attraction inside your work. So itu mahal. So kalau saya dah boleh create daripada awal, saya akan suggest daripada awal. Fortunately saya datang sebagai external dan melihat kerja awak dah siap. So there's a lot of room for improvement. I think your skill sangat baik. You punya control line, you punya control color, which is good lah. sangat detail sebenarnya. To get that wave ping tu is not easy sebenarnya. So I think you have a good skill. Other than what I commented on the black tiers tadi, you are there. Okay, Amai.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Fawaz, for the comments. So I think Ahmad they have a lot of the design process. There are several trials, and then until he had this the last thing. Kalau tengok the first into the start off dengan wish sahaja, and then dia develop himself until he got this final outcome, which is good. Okay, so I think that's for this work base. Okay, Dr. Fawaz, do you want to give at least some general comments for everyone?
Boleh. I want to see everybody punya face lah.
Okay.
Boleh? Can.
Arman, can you stop sharing and then we can have discussion, and everybody please turn on your camera.
That's Farah. Okay, that's Farah. That's Amar. Ain mana? Gitu. Okay. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Yes,
Sir.
Okay, guys. I think you've done something very interesting. Probably some of you, this is your first time you involved dengan, I would say, painting, because previously many years we did this project to all the first year. It's called painting, and this is something yang saya personally I enjoy teaching the subject because it explores the student capability, and then at the same time you guys know this is where you begin and trying to apply design element, design principle into a work of art. Somebody said to me, dia kata, I am a dangerous guy because I make the architects into an artist, training architect to be an artist. Funny, eh? Padahal this is where you learn to the beginning of your life as an architect. You need to do some painting because painting express how the journey is going to be. Because you not apply design principle, you not apply element of design. Macam mana? How? You need something to do, and you have to do something, and then you explain to what your understanding. But as you move on nanti, dia takkan stay macam tu. Dia akan bertambah, dia will increase, your knowledge akan increase, your skill akan increase. So then you begin to develop your own vocabs. When the juniors came later, then you can comment on them. So this is a learning process. Until now, I am still learning because a lot of other things yang I nampak, yang I tak terfikir, and then you have done it. So that means the future is bright for you guys lah. So but the other thing yang I should remind you guys, when you move later to second semester and upper years, do not throw away what you learn in the first year, especially in the first semester, especially in this project, because this is where, for the first time in your life, you apply design principle and design elements in real context. So now you know. If you see something, kalau you tengok your curtain dekat rumah you, ada somebody, Izul, belakang you ada curtain kan? Izul? So you boleh comment, curtain tu ada design apa, ya kan? Ada harmoni ke, ada contrast ke, ada sort of thing. So perkataan yang you guys going to talk about is all design. Every day your life is going to be design. From the very beginning, I remember Dr. Saifuddin, you all tak sempat. my colleague juga dulu. Dia cakap, the minute you bangun daripada tidur, your life dah jadi design. Everything. You pergi toilet, you pegang berus gigi, nak berus gigi, the toothbrush tu is a design thing. Because it has to be able to be grip. You kena pegang dia properly, ke tidak dia tak boleh nak gosok kan. And then brush dia, bristle dia, sama ada soft, medium, hard dan sebagainya. You know. And then kalau you shave, Amar, siapa yang janggut tadi? Amar. Kalau you shave, dia kena ada proper laser dan sebagainya. And then you sikat and so on. So your life evolve dengan design every day. From for all you know, from the day you were born, ada design lah hidup you sampai you mati nanti. Kenapa saya cakap macam tu? Because everything involve design, kan? Bila you start datang studio nanti, you nak pakai apa contohnya, kan? Okay, you akan tanya baju you dengan seluar you matching tak? Dengan kasut you matching tak? So these are the things that involve in design every day. Even to some people, bila dia makan, dia make sure benda tu tersusun mengikut designer. Ataupun somebody yang suka buat kuih, yang suka presenting, ada benda yang dia cakap, tak boleh letak ni, dia kena betul proper, tak boleh sengit, dia tanti dia tak balance and so on. You understand me tak? Hello? Understand tak? Faham tak? Just angguk kalau you faham. Tak faham tu, tak angguk pun. Okay, but I think you are in the right hands. Saya dah cerita kepada Dr. Fad ni lama dah daripada student lagi. So sekarang ni, kalau saya tak ada pun ilmu tu dah ada kat Dr. Fad. I always like to remind student, kita kena love nature sebenarnya. Nature is our best teacher. I keep on repeating this. Because sekarang ni ramai orang tak appreciate nature. And one of you yang cerita pasal painting tadi, Khair cerita, dia kata, you are so engrossed dengan phone, dengan gadget, that you miss the world, kan? Kadang-kadang kita jalan straight langgar lah, sort of thing. So guys, when you are at home, now that you have all the chance, I tak tahu you duduk kat mana, kalau duduk kampung ada suasana pokok hijau, put down your gadget, go outside and see this thing. And if you have a phone camera, go and take pictures. Jangan ambil gambar macam orang lain biasa ambil. You ambil gambar daripada different angle, daripada bawah, daripada macam, from the architecture point of view. So this one sangat membantu sebenarnya, because masalahnya kita tak boleh berhadapan. Kalau if I can be in front of you, I can show a lot of things. But on a monitor macam ni, I don't know how many of you can get what I'm trying to say, but I try my best to explain things so that you are aware. Kita kena sensitif dengan benda ni. Kita kena sensitif dengan alam. Kita kena peka. Even, how many of you in your sleep also you fikir pasal design? Angkat tangan. Raise your hand. Do you think about your design in your sleep? I cannot hear from you. So raise your hand. Can you hear from me? Hello? Tak ada? Tak ada? Oh my God. Okay, Fahri angkat tangan tu. Maknanya, bila you involve into design, bila you involve into painting, I know some of my friends, bila dia nak buat projek ni, in their student days, dia terbawa-bawa tau. Dalam tidur pun dia mimpi. So kita tanya dia, how was your dream? Is it in colour or black and white? Interesting tak? So maknanya kalau you punya mimpi pun colour, then you sampai lah ke tahap yang nak lelaki. But you don't have to listen, you don't have to accept my word 100%. This is different perspective. Different lecturer akan bagi different opinion. But it can be your comparative studies lah. Maknanya Dr. Fad akan cerita macam ni, Dr. Aiman akan cerita macam ni, Dr. Wan akan cerita macam ni. So, in the end, it goes back to you. Apa jenis manusia yang you nak jadi? Apa jenis insan you nak jadi? Painting ni menceritakan apa yang you akan jadi in future, kan? What you like and so on. Tapi along the way tu banyak benda yang you belum dapat. You have not gathered all the information, you have not gathered all the knowledge. Your memory bank ni dalam otak ini tak banyak. So this is the time for you to open up and banyak masukkan. input all these things because this is important. By the time you reach my age nanti, a lot of things dia keluar, dia terlupa, dia nak panggil. Macam tadi, I still nak recall nama artis tu. I send SMS to my friend, dia tak balas-balas lagi. So nanti when I remember the names, I will inform Dr. Fad about who is the artist. So because they're local Malaysian artist. Guys, in the end nanti, katalah you tidak jadi arkitek, tapi doesn't mean you fail, because some of your super senior, my ex student, dia tak jadi arkitek tapi dia buat painting, dia jadi artis because dia ada basic knowledge di sini. So sebenarnya kita bukan mengajar nak jadi artis, tapi mana dah tahu kan rezeki you along the way, you berubah hati, berubah angin, tiba-tiba I like to do painting then you become a full-time artist. I know one of my friend, one of the richest artists in Malaysia. Kalau you Google, nama dia Jalani. Dia punya painting harga 60,000. Best tak? Arkitek boleh dapat gaji 60,000 sebulan. Hello? Boleh ke tak boleh? Tak kan? Kalau itu adalah cita-cita awak lah. So maknanya tidak salah menjadi artis. But a good architect is also a good artist. So you tak boleh lari pada tu. You tak boleh nafikan benda tu. Because in the end you kena draw apa benda you nak buat kan? Kan Fad? So communication tak boleh bercakap, kena draw, kena sketch dan sebagainya. So guys, I hope you have learned something from this exercise, this project tu. That doesn't mean you have to stop. Macam saya cakap tadi, please don't leave this thing behind in first year. When you go in second year, third year, you kena bawa benda ni, especially design principle, design element, because they apply throughout your whole life sampai you mati. You know, I remember bila I create thesis in student, I ask him, so what are the design principle you apply in your design? Dia cakap, kena apply kan? Macam mana tak apply? Oh, dia kata, I thought that one is for first year. Dekat situ. Design principle, design element is not only for first year, it's for you throughout the whole year, throughout your whole life as a person. Okay guys, I think itu saja Fad setakat ni. Hopefully kamu banyak-banyak kata muntah kan.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Fawazul Khair, for the session, and then for all the comments that you have stated before this during the presentation. Okay, thank you very much for having us today. I think my general comments on this work base, I think surprisingly most of you has done a very good job for this project. Okay, because this is the first batch that we had it online. The studio should be is supposed to be on the campus, but because of this pandemic, we need to do it online, which is quite tough for us. I think not only for you, but for us lecturers too, because we don't know if you understand or not whatever we have lectured before. But I think basically based on the first project until the second project, you managed to do it well. And then remember the first thing that we asked you during the first day of the briefing, we asked you, why are you here today? Then, and then everybody is talking, the answer is almost similar. Everybody is talking, I want to be an architect, and that's why I have to be here. I want to listen to the lecture. That's why I am in front of my laptop. But I think the thing that you need to that you have did a good is because you enjoy the learning process. I think you enjoy the design process. Okay, you do the design process, and then you improve basically based on whatever that have been commented, not only by me. We have the peer learning before kan. I ask your friends to create your artwork, and then you need to create your peers artwork, okay, which is good because everybody is know what everybody is doing, which is okay lah. Okay, so keep up the good momentum. I hope that you are going to develop yourself more on the third project and then the fourth project. Okay. Surprisingly, this is the first time that you are having this presentation online, kan? And then in front of panels. So this is the first ever presentation in front of panel in your UTM journey. Okay, you will have a lot of other presentation after this. So be prepared. But for this time, I think you have prepared well. Okay, maybe because Dr. Aiman asked you to prepare the script for the 5-minute presentation. Is it? Okay, but I think good job by everyone. Okay, and we'll give you your marks list later after this. Do you have any question? No?
Tak ada soalan.
Ada soalan?
Studio.
Did you stay up late at night? Last night? You stayed up late from the very first semester? Arman kata. Ingat belum stay up lagi kan first semester. Itu pun dah start dah. Okay, so you will face a lot of other challenges after this. So I hope you are on the right track. I think so for this. Okay, so don't throw away whatever you have done in this project. You will be carry out the same thing until the end of this journey. Okay, so I think that's all for today. You can have your rest because you ada yang tak tidur ke malam tadi? Tidur kan?
Pada tak tidur tu nampak mata cermin.
Asana mata dah ni dah tu.